The diagram shows the offspring resulting from the cross of two tall plants. Which Punnett square below was most likely used to predict the offspring of this cross? Well, in the diagram it tells me that the allele for being tall is dominant to the allele for being short. And I can see that I have one of the offspring that is short. In order for that recessive trait to show up in the phenotype, this plant must have a homozygous recessive genotype. So knowing that gives me a lot of information that I can use to look through my answer choices to see which ones I can cross out. When I look at A, I see that none of the offspring in that Punnett square have a homozygous recessive genotype, so that means that A cannot be correct. B does have a homozygous recessive genotype appear, and so that's still an option. Answer choice C does not have any homozygous recessive genotypes in that Punnett square, so answer choice C cannot be correct. Answer choice D does have homozygous recessive offspring in the Punnett square, and so that might be an option too. But it's important that I find evidence that tells me exactly which one of these answer choices is correct. To do that, I'm going to look at the parents. It tells me in the paragraph that both parents are tall, and I can see that very clearly in the picture. That means that these parents must have either a homozygous dominant or a heterozygous genotype. They cannot have a homozygous recessive genotype because they're not short. So looking at my answer choices, I can see that B is a cross between two heterozygotes, and that makes sense with the diagram and the information. And D shows a cross between a heterozygous plant and a homozygous recessive plant. Well, that would be a short plant, and neither of my parents are short. So this Punnett square cannot have been used to predict the outcome of this cross. So that leaves my correct answer with B. I can also see in B that I show a 3-to-1 ratio in the offspring of tall to short. And that also coincides with the information that's given in the diagram. So that's even more proof that B is the correct answer to this question.